Okay, there we are. There we are. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Good vibes, good energy, good people. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now, right now. And also, if you want to support my brand, it's inspiredbydreams.shop. And that's where you go to get the latest, dress outside of the box, just trying to build it with you guys, my community. What's up, y'all? What's really good? What's good, y'all? Hope you guys enjoyed your Christmas holiday season. It feels good in the NYC. The sun is shining. And I'm just hoping that you guys are feeling good. I've seen a lot of things that I wanted to bring to you. I kind of missed you guys a little bit. I kind of missed you guys. But there was a lot of things happening, a lot of things going on that I want to talk to you guys today about. It's Friday, so we got to relax and just get our minds right, clear our minds from whatever was in the past week. We clear our minds from that. It's Friday. We're gonna relax ourselves and just open our minds up to some new things and talk about some things that's happened and I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys about. You know how we bust it up. Okay, let me see. What is it? What should we start off with? Well, word in these YouTube streets, Beyonce and Blue got the best show in town. I'm telling you, did y'all see that? Beyonce, she is out. I'm talking about top 10 of all time best performers. When it comes down to just, putting hard work into the artistry, and then here comes Blue, just a little super duper star. You can't look, the Carters are winning, man. This is a great blueprint for the youth looking up to see what they could, they can accomplish with just the right people around them, the right guidance. This is the type of experience you can have. But I really love the show on Netflix. I seen it. It was just like it's so much energy in there that you had to feel good. You just had to feel the love in the air. It was really, really dope. So shouts out to Beyonce, shouts out to Blue Ivy, shouts out to Jay-Z, the Carters. Y'all are doing your thing. And yeah, just thank God that we got some good energy out of this whole thing. Because people always like to I've seen people trying and trying to get some headlines out of it, just talking something out of it. But for anybody that's seen it, it was what a beautiful performance. You guys are the best, and you put hard work into everything you do. People could take that from that and just put that anywhere. So yeah. Another thing, before we get into some of these topics, I wanted to just start with battle rap real quick. Over the weekend, we seen some really great, Smack dropped a really, like you could say, a Christmas bonus. And for those who had missed the Loaded Lux and Rum Nitty battle, Smack dropped that, and that was really good. Just getting the energy for battle rap high. It was going high in the air, man. It was a really, and as we all know, for those who've seen it before or seen it now, dope, really classic battle. I really love that battle. It was back and forth. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So yeah, and then did you guys? And it was a one more battle I want to talk about. I don't know if everybody's seen this, but did you guys get a chance to watch Arsenal? Wait. Did you guys get a chance to watch Arsenal versus Murder Mook? You know, before the battle even jumped off, I'm thinking this battle is going to be crazy. And now I'm not saying the battle wasn't crazy, but the battle just got dark. I mean, I didn't know these guys probably had actually beef outside of this battle rap thing, but when the battle kicked off, I'm thinking I'm going to hear all bars and it's going to be crazy. And somebody talks about somebody's mother, somebody talks about somebody's daughter, and it's just like I don't know, it just felt weird, you guys. And I know battle rap is a place where, you get on the platform and it's the most disrespectful. I know both artists. I love both artists, Arsenal the Rebel and Murder Mook. Dope artists. But I just felt like they took it a little bit over the edge with that battle. It's kind of like, the energy of battle rap is always open to say whatever you want, but the more disrespectful you get, you're talking about, people that passed away, and you're talking about kids. I think you can craft, I think as battle rappers, I feel like you guys are more artsy with it to craft something more disrespectful without having to touch something so first level disrespect of going that route of, somebody's, and I understand what was going on because I believe Arsenal explained, he said something, the reason why he's talking about Murder Mook's mom that passed, rest in peace. is because Murder Mook probably said something about his daughter, and that right there, that's just the tension. You don't want it to be disrespectful where it has to go outside of battle rap. That's all I'm saying with that. That's all I'm saying with that. I've seen it. I thought the battle, I don't even want to, I don't even want to judge the battle on that one because that was just like, it just got too dark. I'm talking about pitch black. And talking about pitch black, shouts out to my guys pitch black in Brooklyn. Yeah, some of these guys I went to school with, dope. I hope they're out there still chilling. I hope everything is good with them. But what's up, y'all? It's Friday, man. If you had one place to go, where will I go? If I had one place to go right now, where would I go? Mm, Well, I've never been to Jamaica, so I would like to go to Jamaica. Russia in the building. What's up, Russia? Everybody in Russia out there. I know Russia has a very, people don't really know that. Y'all gotta really let your culture. There's people out in Russia that is really big in hip hop. I don't know if the rest of the world knows that, but you gotta know we're everywhere, man. So good people are everywhere. So salute, 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 all my Russian people out there. Let me see. Yep. Yeah, I did a little bit of that before I got on here, and I'm always relaxed. I try to keep myself relaxed so I could bring the right jewels to you guys. Make sure it's nothing. Peace, peace, peace. Love y'all, love y'all. Appreciate y'all, appreciate y'all. Let's just jump right into it. So I see y'all already. Y'all already? Okay. Okay, I see. I got y'all in the building. All right, look. Did you guys get a chance to see? Let's talk about this whole Lil Durk and Trap Lord Ross documentary. Now, I got a chance to take a look at it. Now, Trap Lord Ross is very controversial in some instances, but you have to understand he's a content creator, and it's just like we all have different levels of how we have our ideas and how we want to pitch it. Now, some people I'm hearing they're mad because they're saying that in the documentary, he points out that he feels like, I guess, allegedly, Durk has 6 alleged bodies. But I sat with this and I thought about this. And I said to myself, Lil Durk, what are you doing? What are you really doing? I'm not saying if this is true, and I'm not saying if it ain't. But all I'm saying is if you were involved in any of these cases of somebody being, you ruined your whole career of music. That's not the route to go. See, people, it gets scary when you're feeding a monster with money, and then he's taking the money and he's turning around and doing something towards whatever he has going. And that's not to say that some people come with that backlash. Some people come with the violence. Some people come with enemies before they jump on the mic. But you have to see some kind of clarity in this thing and say, you know what? As a good opponent is going to separate themselves. Have some kind of boundaries. Have some kind of boundaries. Having is so, even in the war. Think about a war. They don't start together and just start going. No, they have their boundaries. You got to have some kind of boundaries. Now you put yourself in and I see people saying that, Trap Lord, he's like kind of putting him in a position of getting in more trouble. In other words, just looking at it. But when you really think about it, this information is on the computer. So it's hard to just blame a content creator to adding all this up when you really think about it. Yes, he's very good at what he does, but I don't know if Lil Durk has 6 bodies. They're saying that it's murder for hire and things like that. Now, when you get into that type of stuff, that's you talking about year numbers, and your numbers are going up in prison. You're not gonna be able to come out. No, what you're fighting for, this is like way beyond people could believe. You can't, if you got an opportunity of changing your life, you can't just change it halfway. It's not gonna work. Like you can't keep the I'm gonna shoot them up part and then have the money and think that somebody else is not gonna look at that and try to get at you or whatever business they got going with you. And now you have the money and you think that you can do something. The more money you get, it's less of chances of you being able to commit any crimes. Because the crime is going to increase, the crime number is going to increase the more money you have. It's just status is put you in a place where because think of it like this. if you're taking your money and you're doing any murder for hire, having people do things for you, and maybe because they don't have money and they need the money, who's going to be you're going to take the biggest loss because they're going to look at you as the top guy. So if you chop the head off, nobody's going to be able to be funded to do this crime. So it cuts the crime out. So what that says to me is that they're going to look at you responsible for all of those bodies. It's too late to look at Trap Lil Ross and say, he's making money off of YouTube. He's the content that he's putting out. And you can't say, look, in this world we have two. We have good and evil. You can't be both. So even if you're mad at him for putting out the content, you should be really mad at yourself for even getting yourself involved in this. And that's how I look at it when it weighs out, man. It's sad out there that people are taking those routes, but I know the music is being built off of getting back at each other, and it's a constant fight until somebody hits big. And usually it's one person that hits big. And when that particular person hits big, that's when they start, they'll start taking up. But you can't go back with the violence with it, because it makes no sense even leaving the hood if you're gonna keep that violent type of mentality. It makes no sense at all, because anywhere else in the world besides the hood, you take that violence and you put it there, now the numbers are increasing again on your crime. It's common sense, man. It's common sense. Look at you see those mansions are being, you don't even know, in real estate, those mansions are being so hard to sell in LA because the home invasions. You might think, oh, it's a mansion, yeah, but they can't sell that. They're cutting price. I'm hearing, I believe it was, I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, but I believe it was Eddie Murphy or one of those guys were trying to sell a property and they couldn't get it sold for a lot of years because of this same situations. Now the neighborhoods, the more the home invasions start the more that's happening, you think the value of that whole neighborhood is dropping. Nobody want to live there. You can't put your family or your valuables in a place where when you leave or go on vacation, somebody is hunting you down and they're going to take your stuff. God forbid you're in there when they crawl through the window. You know what I'm talking about? So you can't do that, man. You can't do that, man. I was watching shouts out to, I got a couple of people I want to shout. I was watching a few people, just some people that I like on social media, and I feel like their content or whatever. It doesn't really matter with numbers to me. Shouts out to all my peoples. I was watching Gap Murder, and he was just, if you guys don't know Gap Murder, he's one of the hosts at My Expert Opinion. Gap was just speaking on just the temperature of the streets and what people are doing. It's these things that a lot of people are putting themselves in trouble. And the problem that we're having with us is that we don't want to see us do better. But if we don't see us do better, what is the blueprint that we're looking at to do better for ourselves? We got to think about that. You got to think about that. The reason why we hurt each other is because, a lot of this stuff it's due to, I've seen the craziest stuff, you guys. I've seen guys come on here. The more you tell them, don't come on here with money because the feds are watching. See, people don't see the feds on social media because in their heads, they think that the feds look like somebody in a suit with a little right here and gun in the waist. The feds look like me and you, okay? That's when they go to work. When they're at home on social media, you don't think they're human beings too? You don't think they listen to music and enjoy themselves with their families? Come on, they're not robots. And they see this nonsense happening on social media. If you put a ton of money on social media in these times, and that is snapshot, they are gonna look into what you're doing, man. They're gonna look into what you're doing. And I've seen, the whole trick right now, people don't realize it, but fake jewelry is one of the biggest things that is capturing people. When I tell you, even though it look real, a lot of this stuff is not real. I'm telling you, I promise you. I told you guys, I worked in the Diamond District. I worked for a individual jeweler that had a jewel, and it was a family jeweler. It wasn't no fugaga. It was a family jeweler. Out of respect, I don't want to put their name out there like that. Just out of respect. It's just certain things you just don't do. But you can take my word for it. I don't bring lies up here on this platform. But what I can tell you from just the way they treat their, in the morning you'll see like a lot of people, the people that are really, those diamonds and things like that, a lot of that stuff, they know that people really, they have so many different new lasers and things like that, when you test it, it's going to test for that. But the money that you're putting into that, I've seen people coming from harsh environments. They don't move, but they have a whole bunch of jewelry and they have tons of money because they can't put that money into something that's substantial to move out of there. You cannot stay in a low income place with all of this stuff because at the end of the day, you become the target. You don't want to be that. Just the jewelry doesn't make you bigger than the next man. You know, jewelry, and to be honest with you, a lot of guys won't even understand what I'm about to say. Jewelry doesn't really impress the right chicks. It doesn't. Too much. I've seen a lot of these, you know, and you see them with they got the big Cubans everything looks so gaudy. It's gaudy. And it's on people that's, you could just tell that they're gonna find themselves in trouble. And when they're your own people, you feel sorry for them before it happened because you know that the mistakes that they're making is going to be detrimental to their whole lives. I know some of these people have families, but they want to come on here for the attention and impress people. And it's sad because at the end of the day, it's the quiet man, it's the person that keeps the stuff hidden, it's the person that keeps his values and things not materialistic that's going to make it through this. Because at the end of the day, the more you try to impress somebody, think about it, you're going to always have to keep impressing people your whole life. That don't sound like a good life to live. That sounds kind of, that's shabby. You know, it's like trying to impress somebody and it's like you're always trying to change yourself to fit in. Like nobody wants to feel that way. I know you don't. I know my peoples don't. You want to be able to, every time you step in a room, you're the light. You're a light of no matter where you go. I'm telling you. I've seen a lot of people change themselves for social media. Like it wasn't like this until they got on social media and they became this show. Their life is just a show. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be that guy or that chick. You don't want to go that route because it puts you in a place of you forgetting who you are, you know? Don't come on here to impress people. If you want to impress people with what you have up here, not what's on your neck. And that's the reason why not everybody is looking on social media it's some people's job to look on social media, catch people and make profit off of it by getting those people arrested and put away. That's a job for some people. That's a job. So the same person that you can call a snitch could be the same person living on a high rise with a little pool in his backyard and you don't even know how the man got it. It's because he done told on his whole neighborhood. Is it right? I don't know. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. I'm not doing illegal things, you know? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Once you go down that route, you got to take everything that comes with it. Ain't nothing good in there. Ain't nothing good in there, y'all. It ain't nothing good in there. And I'm seeing, this is weird. Tell me if y'all heard this, man. The Jay-Z, this whole thing with Jay-Z, the lawsuit with Jay, I'm thinking that they came to an understanding already that, okay, it was not, you know, the information was false and, nothing wasn't adding up, but now I see is there another lawsuit because the judge is like he's going hard on Jay-Z now and saying that the person that's saying that he did whatever can keep their face behind the scenes. They don't want to show their face, and the judge is kind of like, it felt a little bit like the judge was a little bit more on the person that's claiming that he did whatever, and in some sense, I know he might have, let's just weigh it out. Okay, yes, Jay-Z is richer than the person that's claiming the victim, right? But in some sense, it's still unbalanced and unfair for him because he doesn't even know who the person is, and if you know you didn't do it, you probably won't care who it is because you didn't do it, but you just want to know why that person or who that person, you don't have. So I guess the judge is going about it like, they might have a little more information that we might, because you can't just charge a man with the person behind the curtain. So I guess they might have a little more information, and if they don't, this is going to be really messy because it feels like, to me, it still feels like a lawyer fight, and just like it feels like it's way beyond the allegations now. So I don't know what's going on. I thought they had wiped that out, but it's just, this is the type of stuff that this weighs heavy, and this is not even funny anymore. This is not even like a way to get views, or this is somebody's life here. I don't know what they're doing, but it seems now that the judge might not be feeling Jay and his lawyer and his team over there, the team that he's been trying to defend himself with. So I don't know how that's gonna go, But that's just what I've been hearing, and I seen it. And I was just like, I thought we was done with that, but I guess it's still in the air. So we'll have to see how that turns out too. You know, Diddy's been in there, and it's crazy with this whole thing. It's like ever since Diddy and this whole situation been going down, hip hop hasn't been the same. I've seen people that I've once thought that were one way, and I realized they're another. It's like, it's crazy, and like let's, like, for a second, I know everybody's seen, not everybody, but I know most of you guys have seen this going around because it's hitting certain type of headlines that's spreading this out, and it's all about the whole you know, Fat Joe Lord Jamar thing, like fighting over who is started hip hop. And I understand that, you know, this, you know, this whole Black Americans versus that, you know, we had these conversations a little while back before it got to hip hop in our lives. We was talking about this, but when it got to hip hop, it kind of took like a different stir turn because of the comments Fat Joe had said. And I feel like we've all, for those who haven't, you know, if you come from different cultures, you experience a little form of a little inkling of racism within your culture of maybe like you see, you know, like Spanish, like in the Spanish culture, it's like Puerto Ricans versus Dominicans. Dominicans, some of them have darker skin and they have that, but they don't consider themselves black because they don't look at color. They just, you know, Dominican. So everybody has their lens of how they look at their culture. And then we can't get past that to find some kind of, like, people want to stay in the fight. They don't want the fight to stop. And I see that's the problem going on social media. They're not aiming for the solution. They keep aiming for the person to person without even trying to see how it was said, the way it was said. So that can get tricky, man. With that whole the FBA and everything, that can get really tricky. Let me see. Your neighbor been saying free Diddy. You know what though? Hold on. It's moving too fast. Hold on. Imagine. No, that's real. Imagine waking up another man. Yeah. I mean, trust me, I'm pretty sure that's been happening to a lot of people. Just going to sleep not knowing who they were, and they waking up to that person. They have to go off to work or whatever they're doing just to sustain themselves and play this character. So I'm pretty sure people do that and they don't even realize. You know, they just go into life and don't even know who they are. That's kind of crazy, because if you don't know who you are, people will treat you any type of way. You know, you don't want to go about life like that. You got to know who you are before you step out. For real. And to me, hip hop is more, we have more unity. Hip hop is a place where, like, put it like this. I look at hip hop like this. Like, say let's just totally transform. Say I'm a white kid and I'm coming from the suburbs now. I have racist parents. Hip hop is a place where if I don't like what my parents are saying, all this racist stuff at the house, I can form up with some of my friends and I can mix in hip hop and get into a culture where you are more united and where I can probably have some sense of my life. That's what hip hop is. It's more united than divided. Hip hop is not a place where it's like, oh, that's only black people. No, it's a black culture, but we're always welcoming. We're welcoming to everybody, just being respectful of the culture and bringing in what they have. And I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like the more that we start saying, oh, they're not like us, this is not like us, those are the things that's going to put us, we're not going to get anywhere like that. We're not going to, as much as people want to keep up the fight that they're fighting is not the right fight. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying on that. Because it's like, come on. I don't know what people want other people to do. If you're raised a certain way, it's always up to you as a person to change the way you look at things and the way you digest things and the way you take it in. It's nobody else's fault the way you think. If you're thinking stupid all day, you're going to be a stupid person growing up. That's not the way it works. You have to know how to think for yourself and don't let anybody label you something that you're not. You got to fight for who you are when it comes to social media, especially with all this chat GPT, AI stuff, man. That AI would take over your life and you will have no identity if you keep leaving it up to these people. So throughout this whole journey and throughout this next couple of years coming, everybody's going to be fighting for their identity, because if you don't fight for it, it's going to be snatched away and people will write a story for you. You don't want that. I know. Hip hop has took a different route, man. I don't know what happened to it, man. It's hip hop changed because people are more concentrating on the money, the money, the money. But that's the trick in it. The money is not gonna it's not gonna sustain the culture of it. The culture of it is how we communicate with each other with the music. Nowadays, the music that's coming out is more karaoke type of music that, and the youth could do better than that. I know they could bring better music than that. They can do better than that. We need new sounds, new formats, and we need new leaders in hip hop. If we don't have that, the culture is going to go, because, okay, look at the impact. Look at that negative impact of drill music. Yeah, it brought a whole bunch of money, but look how many deaths it brought with it too. So how many families it ruined them lives, and that it's not going to be able to keep the culture up? No, that's not how it's going to work. That's not how it's going to work. If everybody keep digging in only for the money, when you really look and you're trying to preserve the culture now, you have nothing to stand on, because everybody, look, trust me, if you're gonna treat it like a business and it's all business, it ain't gonna have no heart in it. And that's not how it started, It's not everybody that in there it's not a place where you can just say, oh, this is the reason why I'm here is to get rich. You're supposed to add on to what the game is already, add on what you have for the culture. But it's being that anybody can do it now, and you see, the greatest rapper and the worst rapper of all time is always going to end up in the same place. It's because the entertainment part of it, the shock value part of being the worst, and the shock part of value of it being the best, is the same thing. It's the same view. That's why you can never judge an album when it drops just because of the numbers. Because, yeah, they tuned in, but you didn't get the review. You didn't get the response. You didn't get that. All you got was the time that they tuned in. So what's to say if it's when they tuned in, did they like what they hear? People do not understand that. Hip-hop is on a playing field where it's kind of shaky right now. It seems like the demon energy is trying to still be the forefront of hip-hop, and it's not working. It's not working out. The reason why why don't we see a lot of collabs with rappers, and put a little R&B or do something? If you have to go full 360 the other route without this demon energy, just go, man. Your demon stuff is not gonna pay off. Demon stuff makes you look at your own people and hate your own people, and think somebody got something out for you or want more than you or take what you got. That's what demon energy make people think. When they see their own people, they feel like, oh, that's my op. Nobody's your op. You create your own ops from the type of energy you put out there. So you can't always point at somebody and say they want the worst for you. It's sad out here. I promise you. People, their minds is thinking like that because they're on this, I gotta get it. What you gotta get? What do you really have to get? You don't really gotta get anything. You gotta get your mind together. A lot of these people, they got stacks, they don't even know how to count it. The Fed, I'm telling you, when the feds put you away, all of these things become memories. And it's sad. It's sad, y'all. How could you expect, and think about it like this. I never got it, like, what are you hustling for? What are you scamming for? What are you grinding for? Whatever it is, if you don't have what that is, then you're gonna just keep doing it until you get caught. But if you have a goal, then why haven't you met that goal yet and flip your routes to do something more legal? Anything illegal in these times, we see what's going on. I see what's going on. People are losing holidays, they're losing family members, being locked away. It ain't cool. And don't think that you not, and it's we can't look at the relationships right now. Take a real look at what's going on. People can't even stay together. They can't. There's no way they can stay together, and they're ready. Like you're in a three relationship with social media in every relationship nowadays. It's not just you and her. Social media, you're dating social media too. Let's face it. Let's face it. You're dating social media, your chick, and everything that everybody has to say and the expectations they have weighing on your head. And you're trying to follow this blueprint and you're failing at it every time. Because none of that stuff is really true. None of it. None of it at all. The biggest mansion, the biggest problems, the biggest headaches. We got to look past that and start realizing what suits us. Now I'm hearing another thing on there's this drama going on with PnB Rock. Rest in peace to PnB Rock, man. There's drama going on with his girlfriend and his family, and there's no, and I just feel like that stems from social media. As much as y'all, because there's a lot of times, your girl doesn't get along with your family. But I feel now with the social media, with this particular incident, just the fact that when it happened to PnB Rock, everybody blamed her. So now his family, they've built up a disliking for her. Even if after it was proven that it wasn't about her, it was about the people that was working there, delaying the orders so that they can rob the guy. They still probably are holding that because and not to say shame them, but they still holding that hurt for PnB, thinking that if he didn't go with her or get into this, that wouldn't have happened. But that's just not how life works. It's not just this and this and this and this. No, it's that from the beginning ended up for this. He didn't realize that his value in his self was way more than any jewelry or any low-income neighborhood or any Waffle House. That his value, if he knew the value in himself, there's no way he would have been in that place wearing that much jewelry, and it's just no way. And there's no way that he would have picked a partner that wouldn't have alerted him or cared enough for him to say, I don't think this is the right thing. See, when your partner it's not just the person you lay down and sleep with. It's the person you lay down and sleep with, eat with, have understanding for you. They want better for you, your well-being. They want to see you at your best. And if you're making moves or saying you're going, where you going? Where you going tonight? Oh, I'm going to the strip club to go to that. I don't think you should do that. You're wearing all this jewelry. It should be somebody that cares for you more than you can see. Because everything goes wrong when you're blinded and you're blinding people around you. Yeah, you're in a relationship, but she only there with you and she listens to everything. She's not even putting her 2 cents in the relationship. You don't even really know her. She's just really a skeleton of what you want, and you guys are having sex, and you're not really getting to know each other enough to where she can say, you know what, take the damn jewelry off. That's your family. They should be allowed to say these type of things and stop you from going these type of places without you just saying, okay, my decisions are just my decisions. That's what happens. When you make the bad decision in the beginning, the end decision is going it's going to come regardless. That's just how it works. It's not just the one before. No, it's a lot of bad decisions. The way he thought that he could have ended up in this predicament in so many different places. You understand? So that's the reason why it's sad, and it's nobody's really wrong in this situation. His parents being mad at her, they're not wrong for that, because when they heard social media, they heard that you set him up. And now there's new stories that came out and cleaned it up. They probably are still stuck on that. And not everybody can digest it and switch it around. It's like that's what it is. Like, and they don't want to probably deal. And that right there could just cause so much friction. He has kids, so they're gonna be the family is the family. So I can see where that went crazy, man. Damn. I'm hearing TD Jakes now. He's trying to go at YouTubers for like AI generated misinformation. And I do see some things like that where you'll see like you could just always tell by the thumbnail, you see like a kind of weird picture of a person and then it just has crazy headlines. Even YouTube is getting clickbait out of here. So YouTube I'm hearing is putting up new policies with that. So I guess that falls in line with kind of what he's trying to do. But like I always tell you guys, misleading anything is not going to be put in the good department. Trust me. in anything you do, especially when it comes to business, exchanging of money, anything misleading like that. Once you hear anything like that, it's never good. Who is that? Listen to Julia Smith. I'll check. Oh, that's you. You want me? Is that music? Send me your music. I'll check it out. Is it music or is it talks? Whatever it is, let me know. Like that's what I'm saying. And you when you picking a partner, like he said, she told him to wear all that. I don't know if she told him to wear all that, but she should at least tell him like, yo, come on, pick the right person. Have that person in your corner that sees you without all that stuff on. Just that stuff is not gonna make you, man. It's just it brings the attention, but sometimes it brings the wrong attention. Cause like somebody could look at that and be like, wow, and then somebody could look at it and be like, yo, that's a little gaudy, and it's bad. Like you don't just make sure the picture that you're painting on social media kind of is adding up to the things that you're doing in behind the scene, because people are painting the picture for you and it's never ever good. These pictures people are painting are landing people in prison, man. And it's not, it's not like anybody, a lot of times you could tell when a person is trying to speak from a hating point of view or when a person is just trying to speak from like experience. And trust me when I tell you, man, it's no hate. It's no hate. It's no hate at all. It's just, it's seeing the same type of patterns, the same in people. And the time trust me, man, don't waste it. I'm pretty sure people got families, kids that, don't waste it. Don't waste it like that. Could Diddy be innocent? Could Diddy be innocent? Well, it depends. There's many ways Diddy could be innocent. If they're not charging him for, and if this has nothing to do with the Cassie or the Cassie, then everything else he can be found innocent, because what information, what evidence do we've seen or do they have? All we have is allegations. All we have is allegations. What they have on him, they have that, okay, the baby oil, I'm hearing that had drugs and things in it. He can be charged for that type of stuff and just the process of sex trafficking. So in a way, his innocence, not really, but from what we are hearing on social media as far as like the sexual misconduct and all that other stuff, that has to be, evidence has to prove that. So could Diddy come out of this in a way where people might not expect? Yes, he can. And it's all because, even if not saying who did or who's not telling the truth, who's right, who's wrong, the evidence is what's going to be the clarity of the whole case. And I feel like it doesn't add in more people, like they said it's up to like 300. That doesn't necessarily make it any better. What that actually does is it shows that there's going to be inconsistencies in this in the case, and there's going to be a lot of misinformation that could possibly work in his favor. That's what it shows when you put up it's kind of like it's no more 50-50. You're talking about 300. So you have a lot of you could point the finger at a lot of things that can be inconsistent that can throw this whole thing out. And I mean, the man has been he's been locked for a while now, and it's looking like the information that's coming up and what the more things that we hear, it's all like the same type of stuff. So if they think that's going to be the way to push it forward, well, then at that point it's going to be up to the judge to see if that stuff can sit in court. But at this point, I don't know. When it comes down to Cassie and Diddy, my whole thing was, I thought when they started talking about they could be brought up in criminal charges and this and that, that's when everything got sticky. And that's, I don't know, wow, I don't know. It's not looking good for Diddy. It's not really looking good for Diddy. And I don't wish nobody no bad, but I just, when I think back on all of this, it's just like, I can't believe that when you just on the up and up for everybody else. If you get some type of power where you can use your power to help people, bring people up, and still be on top, and ain't nobody gonna be able to top what you did because you show so much love to so many people. That's kind of what made Tupac what he was as an artist too. It's not the fact, you hear a lot of guys saying like, oh, now Tupac can't rap better than this person, is just as this and this and that. No, it's not about that. It's not being able to rap and put words together and just being super lyrical doesn't necessarily make you the best artist. It's the impact that you have on your audience. And it can go from Tupac and it can go to Eminem too. A lot of people like to say, oh, Eminem, the words, this and that, but his impact, the fact that you can see somebody come from someplace else, join a culture, become part of it, and still go to the top. It's the same as a Rocky story. You got to see things for what it is and not for what it ain't. And you're talking about a person that is nice behind the pen. All of this couldn't be accomplished if you wasn't good at what you do. It's just how you carve your story and how it sits with the people. Yeah, that's the real influence. And a lot of people don't have that. Tupac, the way he made people feel, and he made, instead of you being the one that stood on the stage and looked down on people, Tupac brought everybody together where he'll be down there with him. And that makes a better artist than having an artist just standing over there and feeling like everybody's worshiping him. That's not the way to go. Yeah, he was still, trust me. I love Tupac. When he had flow, he could rap. And the reason why, Tupac had the type of, every word made you feel some type of way. While the rich kids is driving Benz, I'm still trying to hold on to surviving friends. And then you break that down, you like, damn. You see the rich kids over there driving the nice cars, and you still trying to hold on to the people because we over here killing each other. It was so impactful. You can't he's just not one package, man. And that's why he'll always, when they say the top five, when you don't hear him mention, what they mean is he's above all of that. Don't let them guys fool you. The amount of money, just because you have a certain amount of money, that doesn't make you the best rapper. It's what you leave with the people and how you connect with them. And that's what always live with any type of music, any genre, any type. They said Beyonce was paid $20 million for Christmas. But you know what though? Think about it though. Beyonce they pay her $20 million. It sounds about right. Maybe they could have upped it a little bit more, but she's one of the greatest performers that we've seen all time. I'm telling you. Besides all these headlines about this and about that, I'm gonna tell you off the back, when it comes to hard work, putting a crew of people together, getting a show together to perform for the world, I think she tackles this time and time and time again. So, no matter, she's more than just a package. She is she's it. She's what's happening. So when I hear them paying, yeah, they probably owe her way more, y'all. The money that artists are getting that they think is up there, there's more money. So when it comes down to great performers, yeah, I was impressed. It's not like if Beyonce concerts and the show goes on, she takes the show on and on and on. So it's like her sense of hard work is a lifestyle. A lot of people don't have that. Like when you're adding hard work into your lifestyle, you're a different type of person. You're a different beast. You something else. Because not only does she love entertaining people, it's a form of, that's her energy. So I can't knock it. Beyonce and Blue, come on. To me, when I looked at it, I'm like, who not better to look up to but your parents? Like, they're right there, and that's actually a good way of looking at the way you should structure, somebody that's in that business and at a young age. Blue is coming up with the right people. So I feel like her show is one of the top shows of all time, man. When it comes to rap and R&B, whatever, our country, all together, her show, she has a dope show. Really, man, and it doesn't stop. Her show continues. It just doesn't. The hard work doesn't stop. So when hard work becomes part of your lifestyle, that should be commended. That means that she is supposed to be here. This is her energy. This is where she's supposed to be. That's how you know you're stable in the game. So I don't knock it, man. When it comes to the Carters, what could you say? Hard work is what designed them. That's what got them there. Nobody. To be honest with you, I don't really even know the deals that Beyonce and Jay-Z really has, man. I really don't. All I see from them is the hard work. When I see Beyonce, I see her on a show or something like that. I don't see her, with her behind all in the camera. I don't know if you guys do, but I don't. I don't see her on social media acting crazy like these people are talking all wild on her man. So I'm just gonna say, the Carters, they doing their thing, man. I really have nothing to say bad on them. I'm serious. Beyonce, she works hard, y'all, and trust me, I know, when what happens is social media doesn't get that live Beyonce, so it's hard to. But when I hold back from that because I'm saying to myself, wait, the same thing people are complaining about on social media is the same thing that it looks like they're tackling it pretty good. They're on social media, not too much. She's a super duper star. Come on, I'm not. I can't say that. Beyonce is one of the best performers of all time, including everybody. And Blue looking up to that, she has a great blueprint. She has oh my goodness, she's gonna be killing it. Y'all don't even know. She could, I'm telling you, she's gonna pass a lot of people. And I bet you this, don't always think a celebrity just because their kids are gonna be just looking. They're not. I don't think Blue is gonna be the type of person that's gonna look down. I think she wants to, be cool with everybody and try to do her songs with everybody. Probably get a little song with Rihanna. We never know what she wants to do. Whoever she likes, she's gonna collab with and do her thing. It's not about waiting to see when she gets to a certain point. No, the time is now. It's on. It's on. Once you touch them stages, we know you. We see you. We see you out there. So it is what it is. I think she has a long way to go and a beautiful life to live. So we're gonna all watch it and watch it play out and see who did the right things for their peoples and how it all ended up. But for them, the Carters, they're winning. They winning. Those allegations on Jay, that's in the gossip section to me until they can find themselves with some probable evidence to try to slander them people. I would never ever believe in something somebody just throw out there to throw in somebody's name. It ain't right, and I ain't going for it. And shouts out to Riri too. Love you. Randomly. Let me see. I see Nori and Dame Dash had a little thing. I never got to really speak on this too much, but it's all about. Nori was saying that I guess I don't know. I see, cause me, all I know in the past, Dame Dash always repped for Nori, and there was a time where I believe in the state property, Nori had a part in the movie, and he said that Dame Dash didn't pay him for it. But there's a lot of look. You shouldn't don't be that way with your people. There's a lot of movies, big movies like that people didn't really get what people thought they were supposed to get. Just because sometimes you're extra or whatever, people are just trying to fit slots. Sometimes people might not have the budget for you, especially when you're dealing with a lot of indie movies and things like that. It's not like it's a big movie or things like that. But the correct way of doing it is always making sure your peoples are right. But you always, waiting now to say these type of things. You could have said that in the past. He could have brought that up then. It's not, why should it be a problem now? I wouldn't have brought that up now. It looks like you're doing good for yourself. You're working Revolt. You got your podcast, The Drink Chance, been doing good for a while. Just stay with that. You don't want to put yourself in any beef with anybody. And beefing with Dame Dash, to me, we all know in hip hop, that's not beef, man. Why you know the guy, so you guys could have really spoken and spoke on that behind the scenes. Or if you really felt that way, that from way back then, why didn't I get paid for it? You could have said something about it. While I'm pretty sure that you guys could have brought that up much earlier. And it's not just on Dame or just trying to be on Dame's side or nothing like that. But the man is going through what the man is going through. I'm hearing more lawsuits coming in, and it's just like, come on, we know he don't have it easy. So to try to throw more on it, that's not like. That ain't really. That ain't really cool. I hate to hear when and you're talking like a little arrogant to them. Even though Dame Dash in the old Rockefeller days, arrogance might have led that type of energy. Just saying that you're going to all the places that that he used to go to and things like that. It doesn't. Memories and great moments are always going to be. So don't look down on. It's kind of like I felt a little funny when Meek Mills talked down on Oskino. Trying to embarrass him with the car and things like that. Things like that, it don't rub people right, especially, where we from. We understand that type of language. You're trying to look down on them, belittle them. Don't do that. You don't got to go around that block or be that way just because that's the type of energy you might feel like, that's going to be, the best for social media looking in this little argument. Because you guys both, you're getting up there in age, and for y'all to be beefing or even complaining about something that's so far back, you've made more money and things are, not to say that it was right or it was wrong, but it's some things you got to look over and look past that stuff because sometimes God puts you in a position so you don't have to deal with it that way. Do you guys remember Bronx Tale when the guy kept chasing them down for the money? And then, you know, they told him, you know what, let him keep that money because he just, you know, he just lost a friend, you know? Let him keep whatever they lost a friend, leave it like that. You know, there's certain things that you have to, these are certain jewels you have to know. Sometimes avoiding or putting yourself in a position where you got to keep hounding somebody down, that's just taking all your energy out. Now you looking at a person a certain way, just forget about it. Forget about it. You ever been robbed before? If you say no, well, God bless you. But, you know, in my time growing up, I've been robbed in so many different situations from, you know, joining the little, you know, when the guy pick up the little thing, the ball is under the thing, and everything, you know, you learn from experiences, you know? So when you have that feeling, you know the feeling of that, sometimes you got to just let it go. You have other things that's more important to you at this time than you having to worry about, yo, who's traveling here, or I get to travel to Paris tomorrow, or this and that, all of that stuff, yo, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, you could travel to Paris, and it's a beautiful place to travel to, nice people, nice food, but at the end of the day, you ain't got to talk down on your people like that, because some people can't travel to Paris, you know, some people can't wake up and just take trips, and it's not because they probably don't have the money they could save up, but they probably don't have the time, or their family and things are going on, they're taking care of people in their family, so don't always, you know, what you're saying to one person could rub somebody else the wrong way because they might be feeling the same experiences. So you got to be mindful of what you say on social media, you know? You don't want to rub people the wrong way, especially when it's your own people. And you know, if you've been through the same struggles that you say in your music, well, you have some better understanding of what people are going through and why they think the way they think. So you gotta not account to that. Don't get on that, man, because I hate to see our people, we make it to a certain point and then we feel like, oh, we better than. When it really boils down, it's not really better than, man. You can look at the numbers if you think I'm lying. The more we go up, the more the value of things increase, and it just keeps you on the same platform. So you got to mind who you are, respect people and for what they believe in. Don't just always go out there with that type of mentality. Because, I mean, just you flying and going all over the world, don't you know, look, let me tell you something. There's right now, you know, I always tell you about the foods, the poisoning foods and things like that. Don't you know they found microplastics in tea bags? So people have been drinking microplastics for years and years. Now they're microplastics. That means that you can pee them out and, you know, get them out of your body. But just think about that though. That means that the more and more you drink, that's microplastic. You don't have to. You're not supposed to put that in your body. But it's been going on because the microplastics that hold up, it's micro in the tea bags. The more you drink, that's get into it. You see how it could go? Don't you see how this thing goes? And would y'all believe that people have been getting poisoned by Swatch? Well, I don't want to put a company, excuse me. I don't want to just put it's not Swatch, it's Smartwatches. I want to make sure I say that right because I don't want to, you know, say anything bad on anybody's company. But I want you guys to really look into this. Smartwatches. People have been getting poisoned by them because in the band of the watch, that plastic part, that's the part that the stuff, whatever is making that band, it had in there, whatever it was poison or whatever it had for people, it was going into their pores. So you see how easy us as human beings can be poisoned and we can be tricked and things can happen to us. It's not always what you think. Sometimes it's not just always the gun in your face, boom. Sometimes you thinking it could be the material things you think, oh, I'm the man today and I'm better than them, and you putting on your stuff and you got the watch on and you sweating and that thing going right into your blood pores and you doing all of this and you putting on the, you know, the pills and you feel good, you numbed up, you don't feel like nothing's going on. You go out into the world now and you pass out. You see how it go? Because they don't love you. They don't love you. They just want what's in your pocket to go in their companies. They don't love you. If they loved you, they would have had prices where the people could match it. They want you to do whatever you can to buy into their stuff. Where if you gotta kill your best buddy over there just to put on that little shiny stupidness on your neck, they want you to go do that. And so when you get time, all the money still goes to them. You know how many years and years and years Diamond's been out? And every year, y'all, let me tell you, I've been here a while. Every year they're getting shinier and shinier. I promise you. I promise you I'm not lying to you. Every year they're getting shinier and shinier, making it more hard to believe. But I promise you in the future is going to be somebody that come out and name something, a different piece, a different stone, and it's going to look just like the diamond but shinier, and everybody going to go buy off with them, and you're going to realize all that money that you thought that you was saving, oh, this Rolex is going to be this in a couple years. That thing ain't going to be worth anything. You know who puts the value? Us. So it's in your mind what that value is. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. There's people right now that made billions of dollars off of video games, and you can point them out in the street. You can point them out in the street. It's not going to be the guy looking like Mr. T. It's not. There's a reason why people do what they do. And once you see that, you start to realize, oh, I understand. Now you feel bad for them, as stupid as that may sound, because now you're like, oh my goodness, you're putting yourself in the way of being harmed. You're going to hurt yourself. I know you can't hold up to this. Like, I know there's a possibility of somebody doing something to you for this. Because the gun never get pointed at you from your front. It's from the behind. A lot of these crimes, people don't care about you. It's very scary when you start to realize, even if you make a mental note of the people that really love you. For some people that's very scary. For some people it's maybe one or two people. Some people can't break away from the way they used to live to what's going on now. They feel like, oh no, this is righteous stuff. That's what we mean, righteous stuff. Ain't nobody even add religion in it. All people are saying is you got to be mindful of what you're doing. But that's righteous to them because they've seen social media so much, how people die on social media, how they kill down rappers like Nipsey Hussle, and you get to see it on social media as he on the floor bleeding out his life as his soul rises to the sky. But they're so used to that now that they see that good people, it make them feel funny. It make them feel funny inside because they feel like, wow, I'm not that. Because just yesterday, even though I'm talking about being righteous today, just yesterday I went and robbed so-and-so down the block. Or I just robbed my own peoples for this, so I didn't pay that person for this. So inside, they soul is burnt out, but outside they got this picture of how they're this good person. But they're not really a good person because good people and stuff like that, they don't really attach money to everything they do, and they don't compare a lot. Being so comparing and all that stuff, it shows you what type of person you are. If you compared yourself, look at the comparisons. Check out the comparisons. Check out what's all the beef about. It's all about somebody's culture. Nobody really can pick their culture, bro. If I fall in love with somebody that's Japanese, and you mean to tell me my kid is gonna have it rough because you guys are gonna be making him question himself about if he's black or not? Do you see what's going on? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm seeing the youth. There used to be a point where the youth also have like that second. It's like almost like that the educational family where they look at the teachers as, another way of just their problems. They can look at it and get a different answer from it. But now it seems like it's just like a free for all. Social media took control of all of that. Whatever they think is on social media, and somebody got a weird thought to try a dumb solution, and they're gonna follow it because it looks like that's the way to go. How many people go shoot down somebody, then they think right after they're gonna jump on social media, but they never tell you that after they gotta duck and it feels like the world is getting smaller because you can't hide nowhere. You feel like everybody's looking at you. You feel like somebody's gonna ask you about what you just did. You can't go nowhere. You don't want to go places where there's cameras. Now you start to think, oh, everybody's watching me. They don't want to tell you that type of feeling that you get inside. All they want to tell you is like, oh, when you do that, he out of here. That's not how it works. You can't do anything. You can't do anything. You can't go anywhere because think about it like this. Everybody has the same amount of power to film something on their phone and send it somewhere to somebody else, and somebody can recognize you. All that gang stuff is out of here. It's out of here. It's expired. It's expired. Because if somebody right now, trust me, if your friend, the person you consider your friend knows that you did something, any harm to somebody, robbed somebody, or did something, if they have that, just know they have power over you. They have power over you. So if you're doing things and you have people around that you can't trust, oh, nah, you're in trouble. You definitely going to prison. You definitely going to prison. Trust me. The government, they don't let up. They don't let up. Trust me. And the system is crazy, and they don't even know what's the sense of robbing money and just giving it right back and then getting in trouble for it. It's like almost like you're just a tunnel for nonsense. It's not even gonna be there long. You're not even gonna be there long. Like, I don't, man. But you guys, I want you to really pay attention to what's going on. Like anything that smartwatches, anything that's in your bloodstream, anything you can put in your bloodstream can attack you. These are the tactics these people are using to real. So while they're saying like, oh, these other platforms are this and this, and they send information, no, they already got the information, y'all. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. I think they're gonna go into the duplication and just when it comes down to that, it's when everything is duplicated, it's hard for you to do from social security numbers, bank numbers, everything just gets so confusing to the point that we're gonna have to find a new way to ID ourselves as human beings because of all of this. And if that's not the case, that means that the insurance companies, they're gonna be up to their necks with lawsuits because a lot of people, if you have all, and we know, I'm trying to put it in the way because you guys know what's going on in these YouTube streets. You see a lot of people doing their trickery and you hear a lot of things going on, and these people, they're gonna be in trouble. They're gonna be the topic in one of these days. That's all it is. But once you get your mind out of thinking that stuff is worth anything, oh my goodness, you look at life completely different. I'm telling you. You look at life completely different. Because if you look like that, then you're going to be identified like that. Just think it like that. You don't want to be out there looking like a rapper in these streets. I'm going to put it to you like that. I don't care how bad it sounds. You do not want to be out there looking like a rapper in these streets, and you work so hard to do whatever you got going on for yourself, and now you put yourself in a position where you're going to get treated like a rapper out in these streets. And you know how rappers get treated in these streets? When they come to these places with all this jewelry on, and they come to these places with all this money out, there's always somebody in these places that can't read those rappers right, and they want what they have. They've been wanting what they have from social media. So now they came and they're right live in the flesh. Oh yeah, now pistols come out. Now it's no more of, my bodyguard is gonna do this when this happens. No, the bullets are already flying. Your bodyguard's down. Your man is over there trying to run to the car, and you hit. Where you thought what you thought was gonna happen? That's just how it goes. Don't think that the your advantage is having money. No, your advantage is having sense, not the money. The money is you could protect that from just having this. If you have this, then nobody should know what's going on in your business anyway. You're just coming out with how you coming out. But if you got that in the air, of course somebody's gonna, they're gonna want that. I'm gonna be honest with you. They're gonna want that. There's no way around that in any neighborhood. There's no way around that. I've seen the nicest neighborhoods, kids from the suburbs breaking in home invasions and robbing people for jewelry, YouTubers. Not even, and you look at the people that's jumping in the house and you're like, they're not even like, they just going in there, they robbing, man. They don't even realize what they're doing. It's like, it actually starts from you. It's whatever you attract. You attract your audience. That's just how it works. Did y'all hear about the Olympic snowboard? I felt so bad for real. Just on another note, I'm hearing that she might have, I don't know how, she's passed away, but I guess, because I'm not the snow type of person, but I have took ski trips. But I guess she got trapped in the snow because they had locked off one part of her where they were like where she was snowboarding, and they couldn't find her when they did find her. That's just so sad though, because snowboarding that's probably that was her love. Olympics, she took it all the way to Olympics, so can't forget her. Rest in peace, and healing energy goes out to her family. Her name is Sophia Hotchgier. And I'll have that information in the, and if you guys want to read more on it, I have the information usually always under my, under the comment section, in the little description part. Oh, shouts out to Floyd Mayweather, man. He's gifted, I believe he gifted his kid $20 million property in New York, and that's what you're supposed to do. And I'm not just saying at that multitude. Remember, that's Big Floyd. That's Floyd Mayweather. So you can do it in your little ways, you know. Even if you have open up a little something in the bank for your kid at an early age and build it up. So at that point, you could still end up in something nice. That's something good to do. So shouts out to Floyd. I see him, and he's been playing these New York streets very close lately. So shouts out to Floyd Mayweather, another one of the tops. And I've seen, as I know a lot of people ain't seen it, but I seen Floyd turn his way around, because before, when Floyd first started, you talking about, that was cocky Floyd Mayweather, man. It was no, people didn't want to see him win. My boy was going in there knocking out everything. They even cheated him for the damn Olympics. So he never lost a fight. And he's a one of one. You can't look at him and look at other boxers. There's no other boxers like him. And I've seen him change his attitude and his outlook on life, especially when, bringing more people into the family like NBA Youngboy and things like that. Floyd has took a turn for the better. And he doesn't always, now when you hear about him, it's not always about, oh, Floyd bought a whole bunch of Gucci, this and that, excuse me. It's more about Floyd bought property and things that's more making sense. So I understand Floyd Mayweather, it's not like he can't buy it. He been buying Gucci and all that stuff from years ago. He got more Gucci than probably Gucci does. But at the end of the day is now you see Floyd Mayweather looking to buy things more and putting just a better picture out there. It's not that he doesn't have that stuff, but he's just putting a better picture. I commend that. So shouts out to the champ. Shouts out to the champ. Shouts out to the champ. Oh, did you guys, talking about boxing? Did you guys check out Joey Badass? This always man. This crazy, man. Joey Badass in the city now, and you just see him in the camera, and he like, this guy's talking to him in his face. Number one, you gotta give me some give me some space when you give me some aggressive space, man, because the guy's talking in his face, then look like, and it just turned into a big brawl in the city, man. That's why I tell you, man, I don't know what he had going on, if the guy knew him or if they had problems in the past. But it seems like Joey Badass, he got himself out of there. He got the hands, so he threw the hands on him and he got himself out of there. And I had a chance to meet Joey Badass in the past, in his earlier stages of coming up. Cool dude, doesn't seem like the type of dude that's beefing with people. So I don't know necessarily if that didn't look like it was his fault. It looked like he was just trying to explain and it just went crazy. But yeah, that turned out into a brawl. That's kind of crazy. Now, Floyd, so you gotta understand though, and I'm gonna tell you how this sometimes how it goes. Like in your beginning and Floyd's beginning stages and his come up stages, he passed that. When he got to a point where it was Floyd Mayweather, he probably looked back and seen how he got there, the people that paid him his money and got him to that point. They probably wasn't all our skin color. Let's face it. Let's face it. I'm kicking the real now. If you want to hear the real, you want to hear the truth, I'm gonna kick it to you. But you know, I think sometimes we don't want to see each other there. And sometimes even if you go the other route of other people coming into your culture and helping you to get where you got to go, it's not a bad thing. It's just that you just can't forget the people that's the same as you that might not could do it your way. And I don't think Floyd misuses. I don't think he doesn't. Floyd's not the type of person that like. He for his peoples, yo. Floyd for his peoples. He's just enjoying his life the way he enjoys life. And sometimes his outlooks on how our culture is acting and the way he sees it is kind of like, he takes it from a champion perspective. That's why you can't always knock him like that. See, when a champion, picture like, it's like a champion telling you, do better. Yeah, he's a champion. Your do better might not even fit. It might not even be equivalent to even 1% of what he's accomplished. So he's telling it to you from a champion's perspective. Like, nah, don't worry about this, that, do this, do that. So you can't, everybody has a different outlook. That's why it all depends about the person. I think he still fits people. I don't think Floyd like lost himself in money and just like, I feel like Floyd he still remember where he came from. He's a champ. I think the way he came up, I think that hurts a lot of people. But picture a person that people every day you come, they don't want to see you do good. Think about what he embodies. Every day you wake up and you go to your job, they don't want to see you do good and you keep doing good every single time until you leave. That's Floyd. It's just you looking at it as in boxing, but that's just how you gotta be sometimes, man. People don't want to see you do good. Sometimes it be your own people. They don't want to see you do good, and they just want to see. They want to see you just there, and you want better for yourself. So sometimes that means taking them out of the picture. And I feel like that's just his type of energy. I ain't knocking Floyd, man. He got a big family and he do what he do. As far as his relationships, how can I tell a man I don't know what he's been through as far as, and why he thinks the way he thinks? Yeah, if you ask me, I could see him with one person just, but at the end of the day, sometimes that can get dangerous with a man with so much money because sometimes when you get a whole bunch, you got to help more people than you think to keep that whole bunch, you know? Yeah. So it's a great Friday, man. I feel good. I feel really good. I see there's a lot of things happening that I see that I don't want to bring because it ain't even worth it bringing that energy to the platform. But I feel good on this Friday, man. The holidays that you gotta admit, the holidays are moving really quick in these times, man. The holidays come and go, come and go, come and go. Some will be here in no time. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a lot of people problem seeing other people. I don't know. Look, and it's not like I'm not the type of person. I don't feel like I have everything. I had everything or experienced the most out of everybody. But the little times that I shared growing up until this point, I enjoyed and I never had this comparison of social media. Oh, this is what you should have did, or this is how it's supposed to be. No, we enjoy it the way we enjoy it. It starts from whether it starts from school, a best friend, and you just experiencing life the way you experience it. And then you see some people that the experience is similar, and that's how we all get together. But just to say we all supposed to have this, we all supposed to have that, no, that's not really how life works. Like, we're not all gonna be rich, we're not be all billionaires, but we're still gonna be all people at the end of the day. And you have to know how to carve out your life in a way where you can enjoy it for what it really is instead of chasing something that you really don't even know what that is. It's not even worth it. Like I told you guys, everybody, oh, I own this, I own that. If we can't even trust our own people, why am I buying into your clothing brand? Because you're just gonna do the same thing he did just because you want to do better than him. And you guys are arguing. You don't even understand. Business can't be conducted with that type of energy. If I can't trust you, why would I buy into you? It don't. We have to see what's really going on here, man. It's not. It ain't easy just misjudging people and just nah, man. It's foul. It's foul. It's real wicked. What are my thoughts on forgiveness? Forgiveness is tricky though. Forgiveness is very tricky because I don't know, I don't think it's you could forgive certain people for certain things, but forgiveness does it's the memories and the how you take things in is how it hurts you. Like you can forget forgiving somebody, you have to really forgive them. Like if it's still hurting you, that means you didn't forgive them. Like, and it's not to say you want to be around them, but forgiveness is very tricky because some people cut you deep, man. So when I see people, you have to just learn how to live with it more than just being forgiven of it. You have to learn how to. It's always like life is like a bounce. It's almost like a ball. Like when something hits you, if it's just structured there and it's not bouncing, then it's gonna eventually break. But if it bounces, wherever it hits you, you'll find yourself in a new place that maybe a new thoughts and way about going about things. Like, usually the people like me, I blame myself for most of the things. I like to blame myself a lot. And even though that's not good, it kind of gives me a sense of just I should have knew better, Like I'm not quick to point the finger at anybody else before I'm quick to point it at myself because I look at myself and I feel like I should be more on point to things that doesn't serve me. So when it comes to forgiveness, uh, I think time heals all, and that's has some kind of something to do with forgiveness. if forgiveness, you have to know, and if you're a religious person, forgiveness is a thing. It is a thing. You can forgive somebody, and it doesn't necessarily mean that, um, something, or something won't come out of that, or your repercussion sometimes has to be forgiveness, because if you don't really forgive them, then it's gonna hurt you. Yeah. So I feel about forgiveness. But sometimes it's hard to forgive. Some people get cut deep. I hear some people's stories, and I'm like, wow. If I put myself in their shoes, like not having any parents at all, or no guidance at all, and I'm just out there in the street, how would I look at the world? What lens would that be for me? If I had the same strength that I have now, I would try to find a way and make that my strengthening part of the story. But if I was weak-minded, yeah, I could be lost, and I could be put in a position where, I'm to hurt somebody, or even hurt myself at that. So I don't know. It's all about how you take in things, and the things that people, like. It's so crazy how, like, the rich want to be poor and the poor want to be rich, because the things that the rich people, they love the struggle of the poor people, and then the poor people love the arrogance and the riches of the money of the rich people. But within those both, it's still like a it's still like a disconnect of, you're attaching other things to your where you're from is not who you are. Where attaching all these things around to that's gonna control your happiness is what makes people crash out. It's what makes people crash out. It really does. See, like I told you in one of those lives, those bombers where they connect the bombs up to themselves when they go out there and they feel like they're going out there for the better. The misleading wicked person, or the person behind that led them to thinking that, has more to deal with the big man upstairs than those people. Those people are probably land in heaven and put themselves in a place of understanding, while those other people that led them there, those are the people that's the wicked demon people. Misguided and all those type of people, and those are people you got to watch out for. There's a lot of people like that. There's a lot of people like that. I don't know. Race is not gonna Our race, the way we grew up, that is no, we don't have no we can't choose it like that. We can't just go pick it out like on social media, and you pick out the size, how tall we're gonna be, how rich we're gonna be. You can't pick that. It's up to you to carve that out for yourself. And people nowadays, they ain't even giving you a chance. The minute you jump on social media, it's like you're in this world and you're going to be, your opinion and everything is going on one. No, you didn't even grow into these opinions, grow into these experiences, and people are judging you for them. So it's crazy. You got to be very careful. You got to be very, very careful. But back on the hip hop note, man, it's like we're on I want to see, even the little, Beyonce had this big show, and still see in the headlines, people are still bringing up, oh, Kendrick Lamar is gonna have to beat this show. It's like that type of energy right there. That ain't gonna get us nowhere. Trust me, it's not gonna get us nowhere, because Kendrick Lamar can only be fulfilling to his, his audience, and there's other fans and other people in the world that really want to see their artists and the people that they think is their number ones in different places. And you can't don't make this computer and this social media make everybody feel like they have to be all listening to the same thing at the same time. No, 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 no. So it's like it's this versus energy that we got to get out of our mindset, and we start realizing that back in our time they had this was a problem before. You remember, you guys, and don't let these other older folks, they'll tell you the We Are the World time. Yeah, this was people, because people were separating. People were It's getting a weird look at other people, not caring for people and things like that. You can't be that way. You can't live life like that. You can't. We see a lot of that. If this person does this to me, I'm gonna do this to them. Yeah, we see a lot of that. Social media breed that. I ain't worrying about none of that, y'all. 2025, we should all be in a mindset where it's like, if we can't afford it, okay. We'll get it if we work hard for it, and we really want it like that. We'll save up, save up, and save up. Don't have to have everything so instant. It don't give you no, you can't, like, everything is like a little journey. If you want to get something, you work hard for it, you get it. And I don't let people, like, make me feel like I'm missing out on something. Don't you ever do that. You're not missing out on anything. You can add things to what you're doing, but missing out? No. Where you're living in your energy. You're living your life. What are you missing out? There's nothing to miss out. If you're doing the right thing for your peoples and things are going the right way, well, you're not missing out on anything. You got your family still to love and the peoples around you, man. You ain't missing out on anything, man. My little niece was so happy Christmas. That's the biggest gift for me, man. My people still around, my brother, my grandmother, my mom, my pops. Yeah, I love my folks. So at the end of the day, like, what are we missing out? I don't think we're missing out on anything. I think we're just being nosy to the things that don't suit us. I don't want all of that stuff. I don't want all of that stuff. I just don't want all that stuff like whole everybody else's like. And when you really look at it, you got everybody dreams. You got Gucci, Louis, this, that, all over the place. And where's your stuff? What are you gonna leave back? All there's left is everybody else's dreams. What's the things that made you you? Like what? Come on, man. You can't keep saying, you can't keep putting your memories and all these things in these material items. Like that bag is not going to remind you of the day you fell in love. Let's be serious, you guys. Come on. And that's the reason why a lot of these relationships and things are not working, Come on. I've seen, the reason why when we were younger, relationships worked out a little longer because we loved making these mistakes. We made the mistakes, let people make their mistakes. Nowadays, it's like if you're not in a relationship, if you're not used to these mistakes, well, then the first mistake made, you're gonna be ready to go. You don't want that. This is what people have been talking about. You get that red alert like, oh, this is what people have been talking about. I'm in the wrong relationship. No, make mistakes together. Learn each other, man. Some people can't even, they sleeping with people. Couldn't even tell you if the person has 2 tattoos or not. They couldn't tell you that. And then don't talk about the fellas, us, like we got this like respect thing. Everybody got to be the toughest. But what y'all don't realize, every single year, the caskets are getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. They are burying our kids. In my time, you would have probably somebody passed away that was a youth. They probably gotta wait for that casket. And these times the caskets are so small, they are ready. They are ready. The funeral homes is just as packed as the refrigerator. I'm telling you. They're not making no use of themselves. These kids, they are dying and they don't even know. They didn't even have time to even understand what God is. They didn't even have the time. All they had was the hurt. So they went out there and they was misguided and they lose themselves in it. And it's scary. Even a small casket just give me the chills. I don't even like funerals. I don't like wakes. It takes a while for me to it's almost like ice melting for me to get back to the state where that kind of gets out of my head. Like from the wake, the funeral, it's just always too much for me. I don't know about you guys. Some people can take death like a grain of salt. Me, I can't. It sits with me, and just seeing a small casket alone will hurt your stomach. Parents, a lot of people are dealing with it. While people go on to their day, go on to their shopping sprees, go on to their best eats, there's people that's living with that every single day with those same thoughts. There's a lot of things you got to remember. You got to remember the casket. You got to remember the last time you seen them, the last smile, the last conversation, the last thing they did for you, the reason why you love them. All of these things are the things that's going to eventually, it starts draining you. And it breaks you apart unless you can hold yourself together with people around you that love you and say, you know what, it's okay. And they add on the memories for that same person, and it becomes a conversation and a love, a laugh. Without that, it ain't cool. It just ain't right, man. But it's Friday. I feel good. That kind of hit me a little. I think I went a little too deep on that. Got me ready to run. But it's Friday, and we're going into something new. We have we're trying to erase this type of energy that's been happening on social media. We're trying to go into a place where we have just be the place to go. as a content creator, just be the place that people want to go and hear something different. That's how I'm looking at it, because I hear the same situations and people going back and forth for how he got more than him. And at the end of the day, like, if you split that up, you guys would have both had something, and, you know, work. It's just, people don't want to work together. They want to see, they want to treat people how they felt they was treated when somebody they was looking up to, you know, look down on them. It makes you the same person. When are you going to get that? When are you going to get that? So when you bump into people like us now, and where money doesn't, it does, you can have, of course you have, I'm pretty sure you, I don't know how much money you have, but you might, of course you might have more money than me, but does it necessarily make that you're a better person or you're doing better with it? No, it doesn't say that. But why wouldn't you have more money than me? You know, what's wrong with that? I love to see, and that's why I see people pulling up these numbers, how much Beyonce made. So what? Like, what, like, you know, even though it's a lot of money for some people that might not, it doesn't really, I feel like with all the work she put in, I feel like a lot of people should get that amount. They just don't know their worth. They don't know how many people listen to them and tune in at a certain amount of time. And the only reason why a lot of people, you know, in that status, they have people to calculate it. But I'm pretty sure she's worth more than that. You know, 20 million, it sounds crazy, but no, some of these artists get played on the daily. You might just think it's not just YouTube, it's in the airplanes, radio. On the daily basis, people are listening to music. So what, and they're not all listening to the same things. Let me tell you, it's not going to be just the latest album that just dropped last week that they're trying to get some numbers off of. No, the music that they always listen to, that sticks with them, people listen to music. So you don't know, man. The game is very tricky, man. You know, a lot of people are not getting paid for, you know, they're not getting paid the right money. Look at Limp Bizkit right now. He's going back and forth because they owe him royalties at Universal Records. So it's like, don't make money because we can all get it, but it's like, when we get it, do we have to watch our back from our own people? That's the question that needs to be answered. Because if that's if that's what it is, then we have a problem within ourselves. We have a problem within ourselves. And it's not to say, oh, I don't care what they. No, it's not, and that's not being arrogant when you're not. You want to see that person in a good place, because without in that place, the music probably wouldn't sound the same. It'd have been a whole different. That's not the energy you want out there. So I'll leave you guys with that for Friday. You know, I'll be back Monday. I couldn't wait to get back on here and talk to you guys and bust it up with you guys. I had a great Christmas, and I'm just, you know, when it comes down to the holiday spirit, every day I celebrate my life, just thanking God that I'm still here and I can wake up and do what I want to do, get what I got to get done, and still present my best self to you guys. So I love you. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. All my peoples out there, shouts out, shouting all y'all out. I hope y'all enjoyed your Christmas. And, you know, some of my friends have, you know, their kids, they have passed, but they're still in the spirit. So I hope y'all enjoyed and still put a present under the tree for them, even though they're not here in the physical. They're still here in, you know, in our minds, our hearts. All right, love you guys, and make sure, you know, stay tuned. As a matter of fact, I have a new video I might drop tonight at 12 a.m. So look out for that, and it's gonna be something I'm not gonna tell y'all yet. Just love y'all.